gonna run this song, give y'all some time to come on in. I'm gonna get it poppin'. Drop out. Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Shashamane. It's all roots music, word sound, power. Alright, y'all back. Like the brimstone, fire and power. Girl, take me to the dance floor and show me your power. No confidence, then you have no power. Conquer real lion, they can't stop your power. By any means necessary, must gain more power. Nowhere to my high, nowhere for them to run. From the west coast to Africa, storm still come. Selassie, I come. Babylon done, be a popular soldier, dreadlock rasta. Knowledge is the power, you can't stop pasta. From a cool every rock, I see your red chakra. Tribe of Judah, Levi and Gaza, he move on the rise. Committed Kara. Whole hit for her, got kush night power. Out the concrete, cool flower. Without the little pill, got limitless power. A plug for the matrix, but maybe you can pay sweet. Super KING with a charged battery. Go against me, then you got your boundaries. Super KING with a charged battery. Go against me, then you out your boundaries. Dance all boots, music, word sound. I ain't in your life, but never had no power. Rastafari, they can't stop your power. Like the brimstone, fire and power. Girl, take me to the dance floor and show me your power. No confidence, then you have no power. Conquer real lion, they can't stop your power. By any means necessary, must gain more power. Make a mark in history, don't remain nameless. Blood like the kings, already famous. My destiny, only I can change it. Speak for the ancients, land of time, Mary. Girl, I got the juice, sweeter than berry. In love with the curve, cold like machete. Be who you are, never join your adversary. Chains on the mind, then who you carry. Must bust free, focus on we. Knowledge is key, she know and not believe. Futuristic antenna, never dredge your energy. Need heaven right now in the 20th century. You only live once, far as we know it. Reality decoded, with confidence and courage. You only live once, far as we know it. Reality decoded, with confidence and courage. It's all roots, music, word sound, power. I ain't in your life and never had no power. Rastafari, they can't stop your power. Like the brimstone, fire and power. Girl, take me to the dance floor and show me your power. No confidence, then you have no power. Conquer real lion, they can't stop your power. By any means necessary, must gain more power. Hey, y'all want to hear that song right there? That's it's on YouTube. Writing on the Wall mixtape, King Gates. Y'all go, you want to go hear that shit? You got 14 songs on it with it. All right, drop out. Let's get to business. Tonight we gonna work on what's this? I was in here working, the real Black Madonna. Let's get it right. The real Black Madonna. The true origins of it. Because the Black Madonna, they're gonna get the Negroes confused. The real Black Madonna. What you mean? There was something before the Black Madonna? Yeah. Yes, sir. You know, I don't let nothing take no slack nowhere. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna touch on the cosmic creation, and resurrection story, and we gonna touch on a true divine child. You see what I'm saying? Before Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Yeah, let's get it, baby. All right, let me bust this down for you. You see what I'm saying now? So, the Black Madonna, we'll start with that. We'll start with the Black Madonna, then we'll make it come full circle in the E. The Black Madonna. Now you got one in Poland. They call it the Lady of Czestochowa. You got one in Belgium. You got one in Italy. You got one in the Vatican City. You got one in France. You got one in Germany. You got one in Spain. And you got one in Belgium. Okay? So, you all over Europe, they got a Black Madonna. And then, Negroes all over the world got a white Madonna. Something has happened here. Go to, all in Africa, niggas got 300-foot statues of the white Madonna and white Jesus and shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, why white people is praying to the Black Madonna and Child, and then you got black people praying to Mary and Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Something has definitely gone wrong here. Peace, brothers and sisters. Come on in, yo. Feel the chat up, yo. But something has gone terribly wrong here. You see what I'm saying? They done captured your mind state. Because like I said, when you looking out into the world, we touched on this the last video. But when you looking out into the world, you seeing your eyes, your reality is created by systematic theology, meaning they systematically put the theoretical ideas into your head. So when you look out into the world, to you, everything God is white, everything white is great, and everything bad is black, just like they paint the devil black, and then they have God white. It's the same thing, but you got the Pope, who is supposed to be an oracle, to where he talking directly to the divine. We know this not true. I mean, in a way it is true. You see, I'm an oracle in that case. I can talk to the divine. You see what I'm saying? When you truly understand what it means, you see what I'm saying? We gonna get into that. But you got, in Poland, you got the Lady of Czestochowa. You got her in Belgium, which ain't nothing but the Black Madonna. It ain't Mary and Jesus either. But it's the Black Madonna. You got her in Italy. You got her in the Vatican City. You got her in France, Germany, and Belgium, which is also France. But you got black people praying to white people. But you got the white secret orders, high billion-dollar people praying to the Black Madonna and Child. But it gets deeper. It gets deeper. And we get deeper, and I'm going to show you. Before we go, we're going to touch on each title in the subject. But I'm going to bring it full circle all the way back to what we were just talking about the Black Madonna. And I'm going to show you the true origins of it. Y'all share the video. I see you now. What's going on, Bridget? Okay. So we're gonna touch on right now the cosmic creation story real quick. You see what I'm saying? And I want y'all to hear the similarities with Judaism, Christianity, Islam. This is the Egyptian creation story. You see what I'm saying? Because you just can't, this the God concept. This the first concept of a God, even though they didn't use the word God. The word God is a Greek word. Again, I gotta keep emphasizing it. The word God is a Greek word, which comes from the word theos. I want y'all to really truly understand it. You see what I'm saying? You got to get that part. You see what I'm saying? So you calling the words for your divine is coming from a source that's not you. Tell me which one of y'all niggas is Greek and shit. See what I'm saying? Which one of y'all niggas is Greek and shit? And Romans and shit. See, you don't got nothing to do with that culture. So what you see is reality is through the eyes of somebody else. And they use religions to trick you into it. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how they done remixed the original Nile Valley, I only like to say religion because they didn't even use that word. That's a goddamn Greek word and Roman word. You know what I'm saying? What the hell the Romans know anything about spirituality? You see what I'm saying? They don't know shit about no spirituality. You talking about basically a savage people. You see what I'm saying? A war people. You see what I'm saying? All they want to do is go to war. They don't know shit about no religion. So where the hell they get it from? Motherfucker, niggas over there and with the Zoroastrianism and shit. Goddamn over there, what they call Babylon and shit. Niggas go with the Zoroastrianism. Y'all don't understand that religion come out of religion, come out of religion. That's what I gotta tell. Like, but see, everybody say they got some truth. You see what I'm saying? Okay, you got some truth, but what I'm about to show you, this is the origin of that truth you talking about. So you say you got the truth, you got a remix truth, nigga. You got some remix truth, and they done tricked the world into believing that all this shit is true. Motherfucking angels and shit gonna fly out the sky for niggas. See, you don't understand that this is a cosmic story. You see what I'm saying? That come from an ancient order over 7,000 years ago. I know the family gonna come in, and the ones that ain't in, they'll see it later on. You see what I'm saying? I know they'll come in. We'll fill the chat up here in a second. And the ones that don't get it, I want y'all to rewind this and go back to it. Let me get my water. Hold on. Let me get my water. That shit right there. But yeah, they'll get it later on. But anyway, so, let's get into this. So you got in the Egyptian creation story, and I want y'all to see the similarities in this to Sumer and all of this shit with Zoroastrianism, with Buddhism, with Islam, with Christianity, Hinduism, Shinto, all of that shit, Christianity, all of this shit. I want you to see because all of those cultures, it's the same old motherfucking story. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. So, but when I show you the Kemetic culture, it shines the light on all the other religions. You see what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Religion is controlling your life, Negro. This is what they put it in place for. And ain't no Negroes over here got enough power to stop the imagery that they put out, the fucking movies and shit that they put out on religion and shit. And that shit motherfucker go to bleaching and shit and all this kind of shit. That shit is a side effect from white being in a white culture for so long. Especially the Negroes in America. But even the images are so powerful, you can go to the blackest country in Africa like Nigeria and they got a white Jesus on the wall, and that's facts. And that hurt when you go over there and see that for yourself. You're going to be like, damn. You see, in Ethiopia, I'm just going to be real, they got white Jesus on the wall, and the damn, the priests at the church say the Israelites was white, just like I told y'all. And I showed that in my lecture. I think it was the falsehood of the Middle East, and I showed the Canaanite, I showed the Israel, and I'm not picking on the Israelite, but I'm just saying I showed the Canaanite, I showed the Israelite, and I showed the Indo-Aryan, which is a European Asian, or European basically, one of them goddamn Turkish looking Europeans and shit from that area. But you see the Canaanite is a pure Nile Valley African. They dress like the Africans from the Nile and everything. But then you go to who black people be saying that they the Israelites, and then you truly go read the motherfucking story, you see that the Canaanites say the damn Israelites came and took their land, burned down their houses, and killed a bunch of people. You see what I'm saying? And stole their land, and they on the land today. And it's white people there. And the oldest churches and the oldest Christian books are in Ethiopia. They're not in Rome, Ethiopia. They're not in Rome. They're not in Greece. They're not in no Americas. They're not in no islands. They're not in no motherfucking Britain. They're not in none of that shit. See, the oldest text is the Kebra Nagas, which is the Ethiopian text of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? And I say it all the time. Y'all just heard me say it in the song, Tribe of Judah. I'm not trying to, but I'm just trying to show you the origin of what you talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because once you know the origin of it, you still feel more comfortable in it because it's your ancestors that made both of them. You ain't got to, I'm going to get to the information in a minute, but Rastafari, you see what I'm saying? even with my culture. You see what I'm saying? All Rasta, you know, don't explain they shit from the Bible. And they didn't need me to tell them that. When you go to Nyabinghi, they not talking about Jesus. They talking about the Empress Nyabinghi fighting the goddamn British and the French and all them goofy motherfuckers. And that's why we love Haile Selassie. That's why I do. You see what I'm saying? That's why when I pray and I sit down and I meditate and you know do my over my dinner and shit. You know what I'm saying? I say my over my dinner and shit. Empress Menin and Haile Selassie. I keep that at the forefront. But them peoples is kings and queens that live in the now right now. You trying to tell me that they don't know the ancient Kemetic science where you think it came from? They knew. They always knew. They did not never know. But what you got in the Kebra Nagas, I'm gonna be real, it's still a Greek version of the Bible. I'm just gonna be real. That hurt my. It's still a Greek version of the Bible, and when them empresses went in there, Queen Empress Agouti, you see what I'm saying? And she went in there, and when she went to burn down them churches, that's what she was burning them down for, because the imagery on the wall did not look like the peoples of the land. When they had already had it, you see what I'm saying? The Black Madonna that's in Ethiopia, when they already had it, the empresses, Kandaki, that's what I call them. I take it all the way back. The Kandaki queen, you know what I'm saying? Agouti them and shit. Well, they took that shit all the way back and they started burning them churches in Ethiopia. And I talked about this shit a long time ago. But it go right to what, see, we gonna do the one with the power of imagery, yo. And because it's very important. You see what I'm saying? Here, Rabbi, get it phone to my mom. Get it to my mom. Oh, where's that? Get that phone to my mom. It's mine? Yeah. Okay, right there. Thank you. Shut up, boo-boo. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the door. All right. Thank you. See how you trick when you gotta, hey, go take this in there. I ain't have to tell her to leave. I just say, go take this in there. Now she might, hold on, let me hit it up a little. But anyway, let's get into the Egyptian creation story, and we'll chop it up on that Ethiopian and Nile on that part later. But that's a whole nother topic any damn way. But anyway, but that's what they was burning it down for, was for the imagery. So this is the imagery I'm about to show you, is the imagery that was first shown. You see what I'm saying? These are books in stone. You see what I'm saying? Motherfucker talking about Bibles and shit, nigga. That shit paper, it could degrade. The true writings of God are in stone. Moses is holding stone, nigga. Without Moses, none of the other three religions exist. Aaron told Moses to go make him a god. What he come down with? The golden calf, Hathor. And I'm about to show y'all, yo. See, when you know the Kemetic system, you see what I'm saying? First of all, it shows the light on the smaller religions. You see what I'm saying? It's like you just shine a flashlight on the mouse and he just freeze. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. And see, and then instead of y'all coming in the back way trying to go through all them religions, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianities, and Hindus and all of that shit, y'all niggas coming in through the slow way, it take y'all niggas years and years and years, about 30 years in goddamn Christianity, y'all wait, another 20 in Islam, another 10, 20, and 30 in Judaism. And then by the time y'all niggas will catch niggas with Buddhism dots on their forehead and shit, niggas is American Indians now saying chawa chawa and chawa and all of this kind of shit, nigga, and all of this kind of shit. So, we done lost our way because of this certain situation. But see, y'all niggas is coming in through the slow way, and we sitting over here like, we still waiting on you. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I ain't waiting on you. You see what I'm saying? I just come out here to make sure I do my part in putting out the information, because everybody else got 1,000 scholars. The Kemetic scholars are small, nigga. It's a small community with the Kemetic scholars that actually come out and speak, even though all the Kemetic people, they scientists. Like literally, you see what I'm saying? You got people that's in colleges, and you see what I'm saying, that's dealing with in NASA. They be rocking unks and shit. You see what I'm saying? And they hear us talking. Don't think people famous motherfuckers don't be here in the comedic system. Look at all the rappers and shit wearing unks. Go back 5 years ago, them niggas had on a Jesus piece. Nigga, how I know? I know, nigga, because I had one too. Not 5 years ago, though, nigga. I had been let that shit go. I'm just saying. Because I understood the imagery from a long time ago. But at the same time, we still got this imagery. So, okay. I want y'all to understand what the creation story is. Just like the Bible says, you know, in the Parame Rule, it says, I created myself out of myself. I want y'all to understand that first of all before we move on. I created myself out of myself. You see what I'm saying? I don't want you to think too crazy, but that's you know, monotheism for one. You see what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know Noon is the first creation, which is water. This I want to. They show the imagery as people. That's what we gonna get into the, you know, the idolatry and the the imagery and what it means. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but the anthropomorphic images, and we gonna get back and touch on it a little bit. But you got Noon, which is water. You got Atum, which is the sun. So he's creating himself out of himself. You see, and Noon is usually shown as a woman. You see what I'm saying? And Atum is sun god Ra, which is, you know, male principles. You see what I'm saying? Female, male principles. And which is the sun and water, which is Noon and Atum created Shu, which is air. You see, and they had Shu and Tefnut. Tefnut is moisture. Shu is air. And so water created the sun. Water and the sun created air and moisture. This is all that it's saying, but you know, I'm giving you the comedic words of it. Then after Gael, and it's a replica of creating itself out of itself. It's like replicas. It's creating itself out of itself. Then Gael, which is the earth. Nut, which is the sky, had Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Osiris is the underworld. Isis is the throne. Set is Isfet, which is chaos or unbalance. Nephthys is the sister of Isis. You see what I'm saying? And I'll show y'all her in a minute. I got the book over here. I'll show y'all her in a minute. But this is the creation story. And what it's saying is, just like, you know, in the Bible where they created, you know, the earth in 6 days, you see what I'm saying? And brought forth light, you see what I'm saying? Darkness, then light, you see what I'm saying? You know, this is what this is. See, water and the sun created Shu, which is air, moisture, which is Tefnut, Gael, which is the earth that you standing on. You standing on Gael. Okay, and then you got the sky, Nut, when you look up. You know what I'm saying? Breath, so you can breathe. Then you got Osiris, which is the underworld. Now, Isis, which is the throne. And I sit. When you say I sit, what do you do when you sit down? I sit on the throne. I sit on the throne. I sit on the throne. That's her name. I sit. We'll get into the imagery in a minute. Set is Isfet, which is chaos. Nephthys, which is the sister of Isis. You see what I'm saying? And and Isis and Nephthys are where we get the guardian angel concept from. We'll get into that in a minute. And Osiris and Isis had Horus, which is the divine child of the sun. You see what I'm saying? Now, Osiris and Isis had Horus, which is her divine child. Now, we'll touch on the imagery right quick, as I ain't gonna keep y'all alone tonight. We're gonna touch on the imagery right quick. Now, the imagery, they'll show you an anthropomorphic image, which means is an inanimate object shown in human form with human characteristics. Okay? That don't mean that it's niggas floating around with suns and shit on their head, or with dogs and shit on their head, like sitting, you know, Anubis and all of that. No, these are principles of how the earth was created. And the first people that was created was Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys, which are also where they get the four gospels from. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The original four gospels are Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. I want to give y'all that right quick. We ain't gonna go about an hour tonight. I'm gonna try to keep it short. Well, I ain't no try. I'm gonna keep it short so I can work. You see what I'm saying? I got other work. But anyway, that's the creation story without, never said nothing about, they didn't use none of those Christian names, but I'm saying it's the same story. And all they done was recreated in their own image. And the Bible says, and we ain't got to use the Bible for this, because the per am rules say the same thing. I just use that because I know how y'all see y'all vision out through the world is through the eyes of him. So if I say the per am rule said that, first of all, you don't know what the per am rule is. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. But the per am rule says God is seen through the eyes of the beholder. So when you looking at the image of God, like I told y'all, when y'all in them Bibles and shit, you can scratch the Lord, you can scratch Jesus, Moses, you scratch all their name out and write your name in it. And then it read totally different. That's the secret. That's one of the secrets of when you read this. It's talking about you, the Christ that lies within. Go read your Bible, because that's y'all religion. It says the same thing in the Per Am Heru, which is the coming forth by day by night, which is the first book ever created. The first book ever put together as a book. Because we know they wrote in scribes, which are scrolls. You see what I'm saying? They holding scrolls. You see what I'm saying? Jesus didn't have no Bible, nigga. Jesus had a scroll. Even though it ain't no Jesus. You see what I'm saying? That's anthropomorphic. Just like you see Shoot and Tefnut and Gale. You see, that's anthropomorphic imagery. You see, it ain't no man is, you like we see it say Mother Earth, the Egyptians say Father Earth. That the earth is male in orientation. That's all that it's saying. You saying, see what I'm saying? Because it, instead of saying, that is an actual real person. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand that the imagery that you're seeing is not a real person. It's explaining creation of human beings, the creation of nature, the creation of earth from the galaxy and so forth. You see what I'm saying? Coming from the black hole, by the way. Coming from the black hole, by the way. You see what I'm saying? Which is the Kaaba. The black stone of the Kaaba is the black hole that's in space, which is the womb of Nut. Look it up. And you will see Nut with the sun going through her body. I'm glad I remembered that. With the stars, and it's just a cosmic anthropomorphic story. And Nut and shooting shit. She the sky. You see what I'm saying? She got the stars and 24 hours in her body, which represents the time of day. It's easy to understand once you understand it, and it make all of that. It clear all of them allegories up that's in the Bible, because they speak directly to you. It's not like they speaking in parables where you got to try to figure it out like a puzzle and shit. Once you understand the Kemetic science, it shines the light on. It's like a cheat sheet. It's a cheat sheet. The Kemetic science is a cheat sheet when it comes to all religion, philosophy, science, culture on the planet. The Nile Valley science is a cheat sheet because we know where you got it from. You're not the first. You're not the originator. You're not the originator. No matter what culture you came from or what science you came from, all of that came after this. All of it. Every bit of it. I don't care what it is. Karate, everything. Every martial arts, every science, and all the liberal arts, all of it came out of this. Speaking itself came out of this. Matter of fact, the word thoth is the word thought. So matter of fact, if you wouldn't even have the word thought, which is a Greek word, and thoth is a Greek word, by the way, you wouldn't even have, it's the action. See, ain't no man Tahuti with a goddamn Ipis bird head walking around. No. That's showing you the imagery of thinking, thought, because he's always thinking. So the word thought comes from the word thoth. So without this culture, you wouldn't even be able to think. You wouldn't even be able to speak. Your ass would still be, I don't know what you would be. You see what I don't even know. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even be created on the planet. The planet wouldn't even be created. As far as we talking about, you know, as far as this system, because this the first system that ever talked about this. So I don't know what system you got. You got the Puff Daddy, James Brown remix, nigga. You see what? And I'm not being funny. I want to get into it. Let's go. Let me hit my water again. Hey, let me hit the holy water again, y'all. Gotta hit the holy water one more time. But anyway, so like I said, that comes from this system. But I created myself out of myself. That in itself, listen to it. I created myself. The virgin birth story. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. Now you got a place in the Nile called Heliopolis. And on this tomb at Heliopolis, and on this relief in Heliopolis, it shows all of what we about to talk about, which is the origin of what today we call religion. You see what I'm saying? What you call, they didn't use those words per se, God or none of that, but they, like Dr. Clark say, they meant the same thing. You see what I'm saying? See, when I hear Dr. them talking, I be in there writing like I'm sitting in front of them for real, because in reality, when they show the crowd, they be in there writing. They got recorders listening to Dr. them, and that way y'all will be able, when you go into the books, you will be able to easily put together the story, and then you go back and listen to a lecture you might have listened to a year ago. You will have a whole different understanding, because you could truly understand what they're showing you. So when you go there, you will be able to go right to Heliopolis. Boom, here the shit John Powell was talking about. He talking about Dr. Clark was talking. Boom, and then you right there. But anyway, and we going, by the way, if you want to go, we going, by the way. I mean, I ain't gonna, jump on nobody about not going, but that's on you. But because some people, be scared to see the truth. You see what I'm saying? Some people be scared to see the truth and see what it truly is. And I don't know why, because it's your anyway. You see what I'm saying? But when an old tire run out, you gotta get a new tire. Huh? Okay. So in Heliopolis, you got the, like I said, you got the story, of the virgin, the what they call it, the immaculate birth story. The virgin mother, they're having a birth with a child. We're gonna touch on it. Now, Osiris, we gotta stay on, which is the god of the underworld. But Osiris, in his physical form, as he here on the planet, Osiris was killed by his brother Set. Now the Kemetic family already know this, but I gotta explain it to the family, explain it so they'll know. But and we're gonna bring it right back around to the black. Osiris gets killed by his brother Set and gets cut up into 13 pieces. Most people don't tell you why did he kill him either. I noticed that. Most people don't tell, but I'm going to tell you. Listen, he kills his brother. Now these stories are myth. We'll talk about that in a minute too. We'll touch on that in a minute too. But he kills his brother and cut him up into 13 pieces. Spreads his body all over Egypt. And I'm going to tell y'all why he killed him in a minute. He spreads his body all over Egypt. Isis go and find all his body parts, all 13 of his body parts, except for one part, which was his phallus. They say Set threw it in the Nile, and they got ate by a catfish. You see what I'm saying? So they couldn't find his phallus. And today's symbolism of the phallus is the Tekenu. You see what I'm saying? And they rose that in honor of Osiris's resurrection. So she wraps him up as the first mummy. And we say mummy, but the Kemetic science is Sahu. You see what I'm saying? The Sahu, which is becoming Christ-like. You see, you niggas say mummy because you got that shit from Hollywood and all this goofy shit. Yeah, you got all that thinking from Hollywood and shit. Mommy, that don't really true. That don't exist at all. The word is Sahu. You see, y'all want to know the comedic, it's Sahu. You see what I'm saying? I taught y'all, that's why I probably said 50 comedic words since we've been on here. So you might have to run it back and write them down, whatever you need to do. But this is the story of the first mummy, and she finds everything but his phallus, but she's wanting to get pregnant. And she turns into a falcon, lands on Osiris, and impregnates him, and that's the first story. Also, the first mummy, which is the first Christ, but that's the first immaculate birth story in world history. Now, and I know you just seen a lot from Christianity, but Osiris, we're going to jump back right quick. Osiris kills Set, which is the Cain and Abel story. And he kills, Set kills Osiris because he thought Set thought Anubis was his son. You see what I'm saying? Come to find out, Anubis was not his son. You see what I'm saying? And then Set finds out Anubis is truly Osiris' son, and he gets mad at Osiris, and he go and kill Osiris, and Osiris becomes the first dead to resurrect, the first God to ever resurrect, to become a Christ. You see what I'm saying? To become a Christ. Osiris is the first Christ, and Osiris and Isis have and after that immaculate birth story, they have a child called Horus, and that's your Jesus. Well, later on would be called Jesus. This is, and the Greeks called him Zeus, because when you go read the story of Zeus, it's almost exactly the same. All they did was copy and put their image in it. So, but you hear the story of Cain and Abel with Set when he kills Osiris, and then the two guardian angels, Isis and her sister Nephthys, go find his body, creates the first Christ in history, which is the first mummy. She lands on him because she wants to have a child with him, and they have the first immaculate child, and his name is Horus, where y'all get y'all name Jesus from. Now that y'all understand, I explained that perfect too. I explained without even looking at the paper. I had to, because I know it off the top of my head. I know it. I ain't even have to look back at the paper. But now that we know that, so you could go see this at Heliopolis, and this story was repeated all through the Nile. You see what I'm saying? And actually, it existed before Egypt, and that's way before it got to Lower Egypt, which is what we would call up North Egypt. It was in Upper Egypt, which is south, because the river flowed from south to north. That's very important. All the Kemetic speakers always tell you that, and that's very important to know that, because you know the information that they got in Egypt started in the beginnings of the Nile, where God happy dwells at the foothills of the mountains of the moon. Y'all know Dr. Ben. You see what I'm saying? You know Dr. Ben, but that's what he was talking about. You see how I connect? I'm letting the story go for you, family. I'm putting it together. And if they showed a story like this up in Hollywood and shit, man, that shit'll sell buku. You see what but they don't want to show you the truth of what it is. You see what I'm saying? Then they can go in there where they see, Sean Pelion and motherfucking, Constantine and all them niggas go in there, show all of that when they invade. I want y'all to go look at the movie, it's a documentary called The Secret. You see what I'm saying? It's about the law of attraction. And they get that shit from the book of Tahuti, which is the book of Thoth. You see what I'm saying? What they call the book of Hermetica. You see what I'm saying? Where these niggas get all these tarot cards and shit. Niggas do tarot card readings with that shit. Yeah, that's where they get it from. You see what I'm saying? The book of Tahuti. And you will see Tahuti hold it. They call it the Emerald Tablets and shit in Christianity and Judaism and Christian Judaism and Islam and all of that. They call it the Emerald Tablets. They call it, in the Param-Erud, they call it the Book of Life. You see what I'm saying? Which is the first book ever created as a book. And we ain't talking about no little raggedy ass scrolls all tore up on the sides. You see burnt marks and shit where the goddamn Romans and shit try to burn it. So wouldn't nobody know where they got the information from. But if y'all go look at that documentary, the law, the secret, the law of attraction, you will see the Romans going in there and invading, and then they find that book. That's the book of the Greeks call him Hermes Trismegistus. I want to touch on that right quick before we move forward. You see what I'm saying? That's where these niggas get all this, the tarot card readings. This is where they get where they get the crystal ball in that one culture. They got to do where they do that. Yeah, this is where they get that from. But I gotta go get me definitely gotta go get me another water or juice or something. But I ain't gonna keep y'all on, family, so let's keep rolling. So y'all heard the Christ story, y'all heard the Cain and Abel, you heard all of it. And y'all could go do y'all own research on these y'all own stories. So now, I want to get to the Zep Tepi. The Zep Tepi is the first created kingdom ever existed on the planet. Okay? That I'm saying, anything outside that shit didn't exist. See what I'm saying? You talk about at a time where the word Europe don't even exist. Because you got a place in Europe called Per-Isis. Today they call it Paris. And they built the church over the city of Isis. Go look that up. Right now, the word Paris come from the word Per-Isis. So everybody on the planet has copied this culture. Because you can go to hear these same stories, whether they the same names or not. You can go hear it in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. You can go hear it in the Olmec story and everything. You see what I'm saying? Ain't a culture on the planet that don't got this same story, whether they using the same imagery. They gonna use the same imagery and the same prayer formations. They gonna use the same storyline. You see what I'm saying? Then, as baby Horus, the Christ child, grows up, he goes and avenge his father's death against his uncle Set for causing Isfet and causing all that hurt to the family for killing his daddy. Every fucking superhero movie, the evil uncle killed a goddamn brother, and then when the son grow up, he grow up to get his big drug dealer uncle or big whoever uncle, and he got all his money and shit, and then his nephew or some shit, or his little niece, they'll use a niece sometime, going avenge their death. That's the Horus and Set story. You see what I'm saying? The great, matter of fact, the word hero come from the word Horus. Okay? So every hero story role, majority of the time, this is the role that they use. They use the comedic science in that role, showing where the brothers will have different disagreements, which is the Cain and Abel story. And one of the brothers, Cain to kill Abel and all of this shit. And then the son, a little boy, he'll see it. You see what I'm saying? That he'll grow up and go avenge his father's death. What's that one movie? Just made me think of it. The one with the little Mexican girl, she come back and avenge her father's death for her uncle killing her. What's the name? Damn, the little Mexican. Y'all know what I'm talking. Shit came out about 5 years ago. I can't think. I'm gonna think of it in a minute. Let me go on with the story. I'm gonna think of it in a minute. But anyway, they use that story plot in each script when it comes to a superhero movie. Remember, the word hero come from the word Horus, which is a Greek word, by the way. But it would describe this Christ child. You see what I'm saying? Back in the ancient times. So you can go from the ancient African culture to the Greek culture to the Roman culture to the goddamn Byzantine Romans. You can go to the scandalous ass tribes, the French, the motherfucking Belgians, and the motherfucking English and all of that shit. Them niggas copied the same thing. So and King James is from England, Negro. The niggas that wrote y'all book, Shakespeare and all these niggas wrote y'all books and shit. They Freemasons and shit. We gonna get into that in a minute. But anyway, let me keep rocking. So, we done touched on them two, I think. Yeah. Let me touch on. No, we'll go back to. We'll go to that in a minute. But Isis, she flees Egypt, hides baby Horus in a bushels. Check me out now. In a bushel of papyrus reeds. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you go look at the story of Jesus, it's the same thing. It's the same thing where she flees, she fleeing for her baby life. Because they being invaded by the Assyrians, by the way. And she had to take her baby and flee deeper into the Nile Valley to protect baby Horus. And some of the Egyptian writers says Isis and Horus, she took baby Horus in exile all over the world. So you will find temples to Isis all over the world, even down there in New Mexico and shit, where they got the Grand Canyon and all of this shit, wherever that shit is. I don't know a lot, but I gotta get right on my American studies. You see, I wasn't listening. Nope, I wasn't listening to history class. But ain't no history teacher nowhere on the planet that can teach you what I can teach you and teach it better than I can teach you, for you can understand. Because most of the teachers gonna be a old white lady, and she can't understand your spirit and explain nothing like I can. Because the way I explain it, I make it easier for you to understand in your spirit. Even though you might not know the exact names and the exact stories. It took me 10 years, of studying daily to truly understand this. Traveling and shit, spending money and books and all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? It took a minute. So I'm giving y'all a speed class drop down of what we talk about, this science. You see what I'm saying? But we talk about this before any Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. See what I'm saying? So by me just saying it and just telling you what I just told you, that's me taking the light, and shining it down on the baby cultures, the ones that came much later. I'm not being funny. The ones that came much later, and shining that down on their culture and say, look, this is the origin of what you calling the truth. Okay. So now, when we talk about culture vultures, you had culture vultures in the ancient world. The goddamn Greek invaded Egypt. They got there, and this matter in your everyday motherfucking life, because without this motherfucking story, nigga, and this shit happening, you liable to not even ever been born into the Americas. You see what I'm saying? Because without that motherfucking story, nigga, your ass would have been born goddamn 1,500 miles across that goddamn ocean. You see what I'm saying? But because of that, they little raggedy book that everybody love, grandmama and them got it on their table. Grandmama don't even understand it. To be real with you, and I'm not trying to be funny, but grandmama and them don't understand it, and I done proved that. You see, and I don't profess to be greater than grandmama because I understand it. I just got to explain it to grandmama, with whoever grandmama or whatever pastor, whatever priest. You ain't going to ever get a priest to know, and some of them know it. Some of them know it, but they refuse to teach it because they say you got to spoon feed them. You see what I'm saying? But he dare not step into the Kemetic culture and teach you that. Even if he done went. Matter of fact, he ain't no pastors that's going to want to go and see the truth because it's going to fuck up their money. You see? Because there's some that's done went and then started trying to teach and they fucked up their money because they wasn't teaching about Kemetic culture in the first place. They were teaching about Judaism, Christianity, Islam. What I'm telling you, this became before all of that, and before, I wish our grandmamas and them did know that before, when we was growing up, because if we would have known this, we wouldn't have had to go through the anguishes of going through what we had already done went through 2,000 fucking years ago with these people fighting these motherfuckers trying to keep them off our ass so we wouldn't have never ever been came over here. You see what I'm saying? But we believed in the story. We got tricked with our own information. That's facts. That's facts. Y'all go do that information. Okay. All right, now let's get to the cosmic. Let's get to the cosmic order of it, the hidden origins of this. What I'm saying is, so you got the 3 stars in Orion's belt, nigga. You could walk outside right the fuck now, no binoculars or nothing, and see the 3 stars in Orion's belt. And right beside it, you would have the cow goddess, which is Hathor. You could just look it up right now. The 3 stars in Orion. Orion is a Greek word. I got to emphasize that it's a Greek word. The correct word is Osiris, which is also a Greek word. You see, you know what I'm saying? But that's what that's what they call Osiris. You see what I'm saying? We're going to use Osiris because then y'all know who Osiris is because I just told you about Osiris. You see what I'm saying? But Osiris and the star Sirius is Isis. You could go outside right now. That don't mean you going to see a nigga floating in the sky named Osiris or a female floating in a queen floating in the sky called Isis. But this is the way they explain cosmology and astrology in the ancient world to themselves because you got to have science, because you had to tell time, nigga. How you gonna tell time without the stars and shit? There's no way you could. Clocks and shit and watches and cell phones didn't exist, nigga. This is how you got GPS. You see what I'm saying? This is how you got GPS from them doing this science in the original way. Had they not did this science, you wouldn't have GPS today. You see? So, let me hit the holy water again, y'all. I'm skilled. I done hit the holy water one more. We gotta put some holy herbs in there. That's what I ought to do. Like Solomon, you know what I mean? Like Solomon and shit. Ain't no Solomon, but it's also an anthropomorphic story. But anyway, the star Sirius is Isis, which is a female. I told y'all about Isis, harvest mama. You see what I'm saying? Which would be Mary in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Which would be Mary in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? And then Horus, which would be Jesus. Now that's the origin also of the Black Madonna and Child. Now the Black Madonna and Child origin is Ethiopia. But the origin of the Black Madonna is a Nile Valley concept that's older than even Ethiopia. You see what I'm saying? And when you go to Ethiopia, these niggas most of the time got a white Mary hanging up there. And then they got the curtains and shit around on the black images and shit. I don't know if that's the keep tourism coming and they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or something, but you need to show them black images and the churches in the land where black people is. You got to show the black images. Even in y'all Bible say God was born in Ethiopia. I ain't gotta say the Bible because the Purim say the exact same thing about baby Horus. You see what I'm saying? Who Osiris is an Ethiopian. You see what I'm saying? Osiris is an Ethiopian. These are Ethiopian information that we talking about. But the one that they use in Ethiopia, even the Black Madonna, is more recent to this culture than the ancient culture. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? What we call in Ethiopia today is not ancient Ethiopia. You see, ancient Ethiopia was the whole of the Nile, the whole of Africa for one. You see what I'm saying? The whole of Africa, because the word Ethiopia is a Greek word which means black face. So everybody on the planet is technically considered an Ethiopian. That's just this is where the first people come from. When you go and with the Osiris story and shit, you could go right now, just Google it. The oldest bones of human beings found, which would be the Garden of Eden, which would be the Garden of Eden. You see what I'm saying? Which would be the Garden of Eden today. The oldest bones are found where? In the Nile Valley, nigga. And this is the Osiris story. So at that time, African people, even 7, 8, 9, 10,000 years ago, they knew that they were the only human beings on the whole world that's for the oldest human beings on the planet. That's how they been knew that. They been knew that they were the only people on the planet. There wasn't nobody else on earth but them. You see what I'm saying? And they knew it scientifically because I just showed you. You see, and you could go right outside and go to the Sirius star right now and see it. And you can see the Kemetic creation story. That's fact. And it exists. The way they call, they call it the star of the East in Judaism and Christianity and Islam.
the Star of Bethlehem and shit. That is the that's Osiris and Isis. You see what I'm saying? That's Osiris and Isis. When you line up what they call a star of the east, the star that's on top of the what they call the Easter star that's on top of the Christmas tree. That's Isis. That's the Sirius star. Go look it up. The Eastern Star. Go look it up. They call it the Star of Bethlehem. Go look that up. Which symbolizes the birth of the divine child. You see? That, but this is before Christianity. You see what I'm saying? But when you go into Christianity, it's the same thing. The divine child in Kemetic science, it lined right up with Christianity. Is before thousands and thousands and thousands of years before the word Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hindu, Shinto, motherfucking anything. All of those systems ever existed. This what was on the planet. That's why when you go damn near all over the world, you see the Kemetic culture. You see pyramids. You see hieroglyphic writing. The motherfucker said, them niggas down in Roswell, that they swear they seen when an alien ship had crashed, and when they walked up on it, the motherfuckers immediately said it got Egyptian writing on it. I was like, so these niggas done goddamn spruced up a goddamn 6'4" for the aliens and shit. That nigga that flew down into space. You know how niggas flew down the goddamn, or either the Africans was up there, or the aliens is Africans. You see what I'm saying? They say they saw Egyptian writings on the goddamn tomb. Over here on the spaceship, nigga, they swear to God, them niggas said they saw Egyptian hieroglyphs on the spaceship that crashed at Roswell. I'm changing the subject, but hey, word up. But that Easter star, yo, that's Isis, and the star Sirius is Isis. And the what they call it Orion, which is Osiris. And those three stars are also symbolized by the three capstones that's on the pyramid. We talked about this last time, which is the three wise men that went to go see the Jesus and Mary, Isis and Horus, the divine child, and they brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And you could go see the three wise men, which is the three stars in Orion's belt, which is the three golden capstone that was in the on top of the pyramids, which also that the Hebrews and Jews and shit will later follow to come into Egypt and ask Pharaoh could he come in because they out there starving with famine. And he asked the Pharaoh could he come in to the Nile Valley, and Pharaoh said, come in, my brother. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what the Pharaoh said. So had it not to even been for that, nigga, y'all wouldn't even had no Bible. And when Jesus, when all the Greeks, even the Romans, the Zoroaster motherfuckers and shit, when they came into the Nile Valley and they learned what they learned, Prophet Muhammad, all of them, and they learned what they learned, they went back home and tried to teach that, you know, that they were God, because the primate Heru said, you are Heru. You see what I'm saying? The Bible say, ye are gods. You see what I'm saying? The primate Heru say, Christ, the kingdom of Heru lie within. You see what I'm saying? And that's the teaching that Jesus, Moses, Prophet Muhammad, all the Greek scholars and shit, and they went back home and tried to teach that, and they hit their ass with heresy. We talked about heresy, I think, on the video before last. Heresy. They hit them with heresy, and they went to kill the Gnostic priest and shit, which means knowledge, and knowledge means God. See, so they said they had the knowledge of God, and they was saying that they were actually a part of the divine. That teaching come from Egypt, and that's what the powers that they had with. So, and Mary, Joseph, and Jesus also fled to Egypt. This is an anthropomorphic story. See what I'm saying? But they also fled to Egypt, fleeing from them goddamn Assyrian Roman motherfuckers, fleeing into Egypt, And while he was in Egypt, for a long ass time, I think it was from when he was either 5 to they was 22. He spent damn near 20 years in Egypt learning on the walls, just like Moses had did earlier. And they went, Moses, Muhammad, Jesus, all them niggas went back home, and they got charged with heresy and conspiracy to overthrow the government and what they thought about the divine, because at that time it was the state was ran by religion. You see what I'm saying? It was religious law that ran the state, and they could stone your motherfucking ass to death. They could burn you alive. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Jesus fled later on. After he had got older, he fled back to Egypt later on, and then the Hebrew Israelites say, "But brother, that's how we know they black, because they got them Egyptians. We know they black." You know what I'm saying? Which is true. You see what I'm saying? But we also know that Jesus is the Son. You see what I'm saying? At the end of your prayers, what do you say? Amen. Don't let them tell you what means so be. Amen is the God of the north, Ra is the God of the south. And they brought those two together, which are two people coming together and say, all right, bro, fuck it. We brothers, we sisters, we the same people. Let's come together and defend our land together. So, and when they came together, it was Amen, Ra. See what I'm saying? And Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, all of them say Amen at the end of their prayers. You see what I'm saying? Go look it up. Matter of fact, you could go look at my lecture, Amen, Jesus, the plagiarized version. I think it's something like that. Just scroll down my timeline. But we putting in there work. So, now the Catholic Church got currency, where they got the little cup and you drink the blood of Jesus, what they call the Holy Grail. What they call the Holy Grail, that little cup. If you went to the Vatican City right now, the Pope, you can go up to the thing and he had a little ceremony. They had that little cup and you would drink out that little cup, which symbolized the blood of Jesus for one. They call it Eucharisty or Eucharisty. Something like that, Eucharisty. But the Catholic priest, you could see that same symbol with the sun, with the cup over it, which is symbolized Jesus, the sun, and the blood, what y'all call communion, which is blood in that cup, symbolized. You see what I'm saying? You can see that same cup on the head of Nephthys, but you can see that same cup on the netter on the wall at the crib, and you will see the sun on top of it, and you will see the origin of where they get that from. But when you see the origin of where they get that from, you can also see that on the crown of Nephthys. I just seen that just a little bit ago. Let me see. I don't know. It's just the book. Yeah, I got some in. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, but they call it Eucharisty. Y'all look that up. Y'all want to go deeper into that. I got to read more up on it. But in the Egyptian, in the netter, they had 780 letters. That was, more pictograph language. They speak it in symbols. You see what I'm saying? And once, you start to understand what symbology, you will understand how people should act. And they do speak that way today. You see what I'm saying? If you go to a bathroom, you got a man and a woman on one side. They don't have to say this the man bathroom or the woman's bathroom. You immediately know by the symbol what door to walk into. That's comedic science. That's where they get that from. Speaking in symbols. So, as the Gnostics get charged with heresy because, they believe that, the Christ was within. And once they started to teach that, they started to kill him. And that's when Dr. Clark teaches, say, they didn't start to become Christians. They started to become Christians after they killed the Christians. Okay? But the first, let's get back to let's do 360 degrees real quick. The first, before the Black Madonna and Child, you got Isis and Horus. But then you got Osiris which is the origin of the Trinity. Which is the origin of the Trinity. You see what I'm saying? And the Jews always try to say they came up with monotheism. Nigga, you just seen why I showed y'all Newt, and then you know, it go down a chart, and then you got Osiris, Isis, Horus, and Nephthys. Nigga, you had to have one before you get 3 and 4. So how the hell the Jews come up with monotheism? And I just broke this chart down to y'all where you got Noon, Atum, which is the sun. You got Shut, Tef, Nut, Gale, which is the earth. The sky is Nut. And then you got the people, Osiris, Isis, Horus, and Set. You see what I'm saying? So you got one out of one comes many. You see what I'm saying? Out of one comes many. So I created myself out of myself. You see what I'm saying? Which is also, you know, the immaculate birth story. Because people come from women. So every man got a navel, which means you came from a woman. So you can't proceed the woman, but every woman need a man to impregnate her. So that brings a lot of validity in what the Egyptian creation story is saying about a virgin birth story. Because how could you explain a man having sex with a woman and then having the baby? You see what I'm saying? How did that first man be born? He had to come from a woman. So all life comes from Noon. It comes from the vagina, the black hole, which is cosmic, the cosmic womb, and then all of the planets were birthed throughout that. You see what I'm saying? And then the creation of the earth, which is Gael. You see what I'm saying? The sky is Nut, and then you got the birth of people, which is Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tap in one more. I got, hold on, okay. Yeah. I got one more right here, and then we gonna close out. Niggas always saying, like I told y'all about per Isis and shit like that. We don't have to explain everything through the Bible. Even when you talking about Rasta culture. Because the word Rasta is an Egyptian word. Now you trying to tell me these great African kings would name, they just come about the sky with a word called Rastafari? This man got libraries of books and shit. When Emperor Haile Selassie would go see Kwame Nkrumah or something like that, he would bring them the crook and the flail and throw up the Uganda Forever symbol. Nigga, had you seen? I showed y'all where the Uganda Forever symbol, and the Aleister Crowley and them stupid little read the Hermetica, the Hermes Trismegistus, which is the book of Tahuti, and created them tarot cards, and then you got him over there trying to throw up the symbol, where the origin of them throwing up this symbol is the Nile Valley. You see what I'm saying? Which, by the way, symbolize resurrection. You see what I'm saying? And and death. You see what I'm saying? Which I can't say death because they never had a concept of death. You see what I'm saying? So, and what I want y'all to understand, this creation story is without anybody ever touching. These is the, a purely African mind coming up with these concepts. Our mind hadn't been touched at this time. So if we gonna deal with anything that got something to do with some immaculate birth stories and Garden of Eden and the creation of the earth and you know what I'm saying, resurrection and heaven and all of this kind of shit. If we gonna deal with something like that, and wouldn't you want to deal with the first story instead of the Puff Daddy ass remix story? And I'm not trying to be funny, but why would you want to deal with the remix story and you got the original story right here? And how I just broke this shit down and showed you exactly how it came about. I gave you the names and everything. And when it got changed is in 332 BC. A little faggot named Constantine bring his little raggedy army down there and invade the northern part, what we call Lower Egypt. And then they set up churches. The first churches, Christian churches is in Egypt. Them shits ain't in Rome. Christianity rose in Egypt. I'm talking about the day Christianity rose in Africa and fell in Africa. You see, the goddamn original churches is not in no goddamn Rome. Them shits ain't in no Mecca. Them shits ain't in no Bethlehem. Them shits ain't in no motherfucker. None of that over there. You see what I'm saying? The original churches, Christian churches, and it's in the Nile. You see what I'm saying? And they were originally Nile Valley structures that they turned into Roman Catholic Christian churches, and they worshiped in those, and then try to turn around and demonize it. It says idolatry, and then they go to chipping and chopping on the goddamn the pyramids, all the basilicas and shit over there in Egypt. They went to go to chopping all that shit off the wall to hide the truth from the public, because originally that shit was up under sand, and once they started to digging that shit out, they started to find these stories, and they had done told the world all of these stories, got all the whole world believing that these shits are actual people. Moses, Solomon, and all of this shit that been walking around on the earth. And you go see the original stories, then it ain't no, and you will see it ain't no Jesus, ain't no Solomon, ain't no no Adam and Eve, all of those names were changed, the imagery was changed, and once the public started to see this, scholars started to try to lie to cover it up. That's why they won't tell y'all that the goddamn Egyptians black, because they get that shit up. Because they get that shit up, everything is gone. Because they know we done, I ain't gonna say everybody, but they know a lot of people is starting to go, you know what I'm saying, and see the truth for themselves, and now they can't lie no more. And see, they used to could lie to you and tell you these things. So when you go in there and pray and shit, you see a little white man glowing with the sun behind him with a white dress on and a face looking like he from Alabama or something. You see what I'm saying? Spitting tobacco. You see what I'm saying? You will pray to that and think that that's divine, and it immediately come up in your head. But until you change the imagery of the story, they will always come up not looking like you, and then that means you're not even living up to your own text. When your shit say, the imagery supposed to look like you, God supposed to look like you. You see what I'm saying? The people in the book supposed to look like you. The settings supposed to be in the settings of your environment. You see what I'm saying? I told y'all the Christ story and Jesus, it's a good story. Because I know this is the origin of it. I know the origin of it. That don't mean I'm going to sit up here and be saying Jesus and shit when I know Osiris. What the fuck is I'm going to say Jesus for when I got Osiris? You understand? Why would I even do that? You see what I'm saying? Why would I say God and I got Amen? And the images are cold black. They look like my granddaddy or something. Nigga, why the fuck was I'm going to put goddamn Hulk Hogan looking ass niggas on there for? You see what I'm saying? Hell no. Y'all don't understand it. And so, this led off into Freemasonry. You see what I'm saying? The book of the Hermes Trismegistus, that book right there, the Hermetica. You see what I'm saying? That led off into Freemasonry. Goddamn Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, everybody on this motherfucker knew this information, and they was taught through Freemasonry, secret societies. You see what I'm saying? So this information been on the earth. You see what I'm saying? It's just they gotta hide it from you, but they can put it in plain sight of you, and you just ride right past the shit. You don't even know what you looking at. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I see symbols of the comedic science, all in the grocery stores, all on motherfucking gas stations and shit. Canned sodas and shit on everything. You see what I'm saying? They done took everything. All in the judicial systems all over the world. You see what I'm saying? It's the same way, which we talked about that last time. You see what I'm saying? But even you go on the back of their motherfucking money. Now you pull $1 out your pocket right quick, Negro. Pull $1 out your pocket. A $1 bill. And you gonna turn it around on the back, and you gonna see a pyramid, and you gonna see the words on it, which are Spanish, Roman, Greco-Roman, cracker words. And I ain't being, but it says New World Order. And when those capstones, they was gonna put the capstones back on the pyramids from the museum, and they was gonna fly them with a helicopter and put them on there. And the Arabs over there just went crazy because it's what they say is sacrilegious to do it, because it's the coming of the Messiah. Once the coming of the Messiah, you see what I'm saying? When they put those capstones back on the pyramid, that's what it symbolized. Because that pyramid, the king will be buried in it, and his fellow mates that helped them create that structure will be buried in that structure. And when their bodies will be buried in that structure, it will symbolically shoot them up to Sirius B. You see what I'm saying? Sirius, the Sirius star, will take them to Osiris. It'll take them to the heavens. You see what I'm saying? And they will put all kind of trinkets. They will put food. They will, living things that they would need in that heaven. So they never had a concept of death. So if you scared to leave this motherfucker, see, you don't got no comedic science. You don't got the Nile Valley science. You not in your right mind. You see what I'm saying? No, man, you should never fear death. You should never fear death. Don't ever fear that. You see what I'm saying? Because if you wouldn't fear that, you're going to walk, you're not really living. You see what I'm saying? You're not really living, because you're going to walk around every day and you're going to be trying to avoid getting killed or getting hurt so you can stay on this planet. Nigga, just live. You understand me? See, I just gave you a key to up in your, the way you think. You see what I'm saying? So you can feel better about your life and just live, nigga. Because, as far as y'all science go, you only got one. See, I can't understand it. When you understand the comedic science, nigga, you going to transfer and go to Sirius B. You see what I'm saying? So enjoy the greatest gift you ever been given, which is life. Enjoy that here on this planet. As above, so below. You see? That's mythology. You see what I'm saying? A mythology is not fictional. A myth is a fleeting truth. This is what this is. This is mythology and theology. You see, it's the origin of mythology and theology. You see what I'm saying? But myth is not a lie. It's a fleeting truth. So whether Constantine in 332 BC changed it or not, which we know they done, because they changed the imagery because they read the book. I would change the imagery too. You see, because when you read the book, they like, well, why the fuck would I use the old images, not gonna use my own image? You see what I'm saying? There wasn't nothing wrong with them doing it. You see what I'm saying? But when you talk to somebody outside of their culture, and you be like, well, the image supposed to look like you, they're like, no, John, no, Jesus white baby. And Jesus white baby. Black people, everybody. The Chinese, nigga, then I be seeing them with the white Jesus. She like, what the fuck? The Mexicans and shit, you like. Y'all are just believers. You not scholars, nigga. You not scholars. You see what I'm saying? You don't go and put no scholarship in and put no actual work in about really truly understanding the book. You just a believer. You know what I'm saying? He get up there and like Creflo Dollar and click around a bunch of dollars on, and it's entertaining on, on the stage and shit, and it's entertaining, and everybody laugh and shit, and see your family, and everybody go eat and feel good. So it's basically, church over here is basically just like a gathering. Ain't no ceremony, ain't no spirituality into it. You know what I'm saying? They just get a little communion, drink a little Jesus blood, a little wine and shit, symbolizing blood and shit, eat a little piece of his body and shit, with a little cracker, and then they go home and feel good. It ain't really nothing to it. But when you an actual scholar and you go in here and break this shit down, you go fly to the places and see them, by the way. Go fly big, get your ass up and go to the Nile. Go home, man. Go to the Nile. Don't go nowhere else. Fuck all the other shit. Go to the Nile first. And then, you go come back over here so you could look and you can understand. But we touched on so much tonight. I want to end off truly dropping this real quick. Now, when you, like I said, pull out your dollar and you see that comedic science on the back of it. And I told you what just happened not too long. It was a few years ago now. But that symbol is the symbol of Christ. If you go look at any iconography, Christian iconography of God or motherfucking Jesus, they always have a sun or a pyramid behind their head. You see what I'm saying? And that Christ, what y'all calling Christ, which is the Sahu, that's what they call it, the Sahu. You got it. It's in you. It's nowhere else. See what? It's not in the sky floating and shit. That's the cosmology and shit of it. You see what I'm saying? You can see it. It's there. You can walk right outside and see the story. You see what I'm saying? Just like the what they call the Sphinx with the the Harmaku and shit. That shit is in line with the Leo constellation. You see what I'm saying? What they call Leo, which is Greek. You see which is Greek. You see what I'm saying? But the Heru on the rising, what they call, the Lion of Judah, which they call the Lion of Judah, is called the Rasta Plateau, which they call, it's in line with the stars. You see what I'm saying? And all of that star knowledge come from the Dogon. Go watch my lecture, the Naga Dogon. It's a slideshow presentation, and I explain the Sirius star constellations in depth. That shit a classic video. I done did at least 3 or 4 classes. Now I probably done 50 videos in maybe about 5-6 months. You see what I'm saying, man? I've been doing this shit for a long time, and it take a minute to build the confidence in the people for y'all could come in here and listen to me speak. But I started to understand, I had to, give the people something that they never heard before and break it down for them. You see what I'm saying? Most niggas, when you hear the science, they don't never really break it down to where you could truly understand it. But I know this video and any of the rest of my shit, I go ahead and bust it down. And them videos probably 2-3 hours long. So you might as well get some popcorn or some shit and pull right up and go look at them videos. The Naga Dogon, Ta'aka's Navy, Falsehood of the Middle East. Go look at those, because a lot of those are slideshows. The Twa Netta of the Forest. Go look at those. I'ma share them when we get off here. I be trying to let the video and let it shine and get it, but I'm gonna share some of those videos to keep them up to date on the timeline, so y'all can go, because I need to go look at them, because I got some information I got to go get up off of. You see what I'm saying? But y'all go look at those videos. We're gonna go ahead and close out, but we did the Black Madonna, the origins of the Black Madonna, Isis, and Horus. You see what I'm saying? We did the origins of the Trinity, Osiris, Horus, and Isis. You see what I'm saying? We did the Cain and Abel story, Set, Set and Osiris. We did the 4 Gospels, the origin of the 4 Gospels. You see what I'm saying? Isis, Osiris, Set, and Nephthys. You see what I'm saying? The what they call it? The Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. Same thing. Come from the Nile. It got Nephthys on one side, and they got Osiris on one side. I think let's see, it look like, where is it? I don't know. It's in the other book. We'll bring it up, but you see it on the Ark of the Covenant. Got Isis and Nephthys on one side. So we did all of that. I want y'all to go look up that currency though. Currency. Or whatever that is, currency that the Catholic priests do over there, the Pope and shit do. I want y'all to go do some studying on there. I'm gonna do some studying on there too, and I'll get back with y'all in maybe about a day or two, cause I got some fire coming, yo. Jah Power, if y'all wanna go hear that song, it's over there on YouTube. The Writing on the Wall mixtape. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this one, and go to YouTube and do the same thing. We on Instagram and Twitter. Jah Power.